All right, so my biggest anxiety, yes, that is a huge one, Courtney. I feel like just with this age of technology, it increases it that much more and just blows it out of proportion. So, my biggest tool that I have in my kit that I feel has done the best for me, and I know not everyone here is religious, but you can still learn from this after I'm done. So, stay put. um, so, my biggest tool that I personally use daily is to just stop and have the conversation with God that all of my problems, all that I'm thankful for, and just let it go because it is His to deal with at that point. And that's really helped with all of like the all of everything that just goes on in your day-to-day life. And so if you aren't religious, you can still take a good look at what I'm actually doing and learn something from it. You don't necessarily have to tone this out just because of religion, and just take a moment, think of all that you're thankful for, and just let it go. Like, don't even think about it anymore. Just whatever is the problem, just let it go. You can't do anything about it anymore. It's not your problem. Like, it's over and done with. Just forget about it. Hello, Anna. All right, so a couple tips that I also have for all of this, if that isn't your cup of tea. You're going to, as far as your mental health, you just want to value yourself. Do affirmations every morning. I also like to carry an extra one around in my pocket, or what you can do is like make a little lock screen picture for your phone and then just look at it every time you feel your negativity to start to come to the surface. Just pull it out and read it to yourself. So what are affirmations? It's pretty much just putting your positive thinking out into the universe and for yourself. So a couple of my favorite that I have on my vision board. I have the freedom and power to create the life I desire. I give up freely what is no longer serving me. I release it to create space for what inspires me. And that one is really big for this whole mental health talk in general. And I just came across it and started actually implementing it into my life. Even with just, for an example, emails. You know how many times you subscribe to all of these email lists and then you're constantly fishing through all day, fishing through emails that you don't even care about. And I just started unsubscribing. And if I couldn't unsubscribe, I just told Google to put it into my spam box if I literally would never look at it ever. And it's amazing what that has done all on its own. So what that says is give up what is no longer serving you to create space for what inspires you. And that is huge for your mental health. Do not stress over things you don't control. That's a given, guys. Come on, why do we make that fact so hard? I am in the process of becoming the best version of myself. That tells you to give yourself some grace because you are in the process of it. So don't get down on yourself for having a cheat meal or not making it to the gym or just taking a day to binge watch another replay of Grey's Anatomy or whatever it is that you like to do. You are in the process of becoming the best version of you, and you need those days to just get away from that process. I believe in myself and my ability to succeed. So those are my top affirmations. You kind of want to pull some for your personal health, business, so your work, anything to inspire you for work, atmosphere, just pretty much if you Google affirmations, you'll get a whole bunch of them. And just kind of pick and choose from there. Second, start a gratitude journal. This thing is amazing, guys. Just get a notebook from the dollar store and write everything you're happy and thankful for from that day. And then once you write all that down, what I like to do is highlight one. And then at the end of the month, I go through and pick out like a big one, or if I can't narrow it down, no more than 3 for the month. And then I write it down in, well, I have my, I don't know where I put my, this year's, whatever these are called, planners. But, so this is the page that I use, but there's one for every month, and I write down the highlights from every single month for the whole year of things that I did. And then you can go back, like I'll end up going back at the end of this year and see the progress that I've made and what I've been working for, and you just remember all of the positives from the year. It really helps the positive thinking. So third, do something for someone else every day. So you could just hold a door for somebody, you could give them a compliment, you could walk them home if they need it. It'll help you become happy because you're making other people happy, and you may even make a new contact or friend out of it, or they might, like, you don't know what could happen. And even if they're all still not nice to you for being nice, you know what, just let it go. We'll get to that. But and then we'll talk about grace another day. That's a whole other topic. But give them some grace. Give yourself some grace. Just grace for everyone. All right. So next, you can always take up some meditation, or a very nice way to get into it without being sitting still is yoga. That way you're kind of preoccupied on doing something else while you're slowly learning to quiet your mind. But I definitely noticed the weeks even that I don't meditate, I am frazzled. Just overwhelmed by the littlest things and frazzled. So definitely meditation is a huge one. If you guys have practiced any sort of yoga or meditation, go ahead and drop your favorite app that you use in the comments. I know some people even use YouTube. If you do that, how about whoever your favorite yogi, or I don't know what a meditation specialist is called, but whatever they are, whatever your favorite is, go ahead and drop that in the comments so other people can get started on their journey with that if they're interested. Next, what we talked about in all of our previous episodes definitely is a huge factor into your mental health just in general. So we covered dietary choices, and there's your gut health. There's so many studies as far as your gut health leading to your mental everything. So good gut health means better mental health. And then also physical health. We all know that those little endorphins you get from exercising are awesome for your mental health. Not to mention, it gives me that 45 minutes a day where I don't really have to think about too much, so it's kind of like I'm meditating while I'm dying at the same time. All right, so next, this kind of goes along with that one that says to give up what no longer is serving me, and it can be extremely hard. But surround yourself with supportive people and limit or get rid of negative. So if you can't get rid of them, then limit as much as possible the time that you spend with them, and it will make you just more positive and happy in the long run, and your mind will become more clear. So even if they are your family, now they might see you, like your friends and family, they might see you making this life change, and they might want to start as well. So you never know, they could come back around and be a more positive person. But if it's somebody that's focusing on all the negatives, always putting you down, always making fun of you or mocking you, you just really need to cut the cord with them. It's not serving you in any way. And if you guys don't have a support network in place at all right now, I have a Facebook group. It's for the Create Yourself podcast, and you guys are more than welcome to join. And you can find people that are going through the same problems as you, because everybody is going through something. And you could also join some sort of club or mom group or whatever that you guys have in your area. There's probably something of your interest of people getting together. You just gotta find it, and that would also help you. They'd be going through the same thing as you, so they would be your support network. Or if you go, instead of doing at-home workouts, maybe join a gym with a class once a week, and you can meet people through that. So next, I will talk about this in 2 weeks, but you need to start setting realistic goals and start making a plan on how to reach those goals, instead of just wishing, and then being so hard on yourself for not hitting them. Or you are thinking that you should be at a certain point in your life with XYZ all lined up, and you aren't there yet, so you think something's wrong with your life, and that's not true. We are all going through different things. We are all going into different places. We're just all different. So it's not a one-size-fit mold for life. Like, life doesn't work that way. It's different for everyone. All right, next tip. Take moments throughout your day to just sit back and soak it all in. That will really help with your gratitude journal at the end of the day and finding something that you're grateful for. But if you are tired, like, take the things that you hate doing all day. What are some things that you hate doing that you kind of have to do all day? So maybe doing dishes. You could turn it around and think, I am grateful that I have food on my table all the time. And you could also hate going to the gym so much, but if you think more positive about it, it makes doing it a lot easier. So maybe you hate going to the gym, but you could be thankful that you are in control of your health and you're able to go to the gym. You could also try multitasking while you're doing some of those mundane tasks. What I like to do is listen to either podcasts or audiobooks, and that's typically what I'm doing all day. Or you could even dance while you do things, like dance to some music while you're mopping the floor, obviously, right? You can always do that, or vacuuming. I like to, in the morning, get Mia in this habit of dancing while we brush her teeth, because it makes her enjoy it just a little bit more. And it just, you can tell, it just makes her so much happier just to start off the day that way. So another thing, this can sometimes be hard for some people too. Just completely log off, disconnect from all social media and electronics. Just unplug for a day. A whole 24 hours, guys. You could do it. No electronics. Take the time to just be outside, or read a book, or play board games, or just sit and people watch in a Starbucks. I don't know, whatever would be most relaxing to you. So get off grid and just disconnect for a whole day. Once a week is really awesome, but some people just can't do that, especially if that's, I don't know, if it's really hard for you to do. So maybe start off with just once a month, but even that will do wonders for you. You can also try relaxing in a bath once a week. Get your favorite scents, play some music. Yes, Crystallis, hello. And I agree with you, Courtney. But sometimes I even get caught up in it and I'm like, what am I doing? I have been scrolling through this for the past how long, and it is not doing anything for me. I know everything about it, everybody's life already. Like, why do I keep rereading it? So warm bath, there's lots of those bath bomb things you could get. Anything really that would make you enjoy it. It's nice and relaxing. I never really thought that it would be, because I really am not that type of person to just lay in a bath, but it's actually amazing. Next, all of them are my favorite, but this one is really, really good. Practice forgiveness. There's these things that we have a tendency to just hold on to, and it isn't doing anything other than stressing you out. Like that thing that you sometimes think about that happened 10 years ago, nobody else probably even remembers it or remembers it the way you are, and it's just making you worked up for no reason, and especially because you can't do anything about it now. Like, what is worrying about it gonna fix? Nothing will fix what happened before, especially 10 years ago, and especially when nobody else remembers it. So just let things go. Especially, I mean, I do this a lot because there's a lot more traffic down here in the mornings during rush hour than when before where we were at. And we're driving, and people don't know how to drive, so they like cut you off or cut somebody else off, and I really get mad when like I see them cutting like big trucks off and stuff. I'm like, do you understand? They could run you over and they wouldn't feel you. But I get so worked up about it, and I'm like, you know what? They don't even know me. They don't even know I'm there, obviously, because they cut me off. So just like let it go. It's not going to do anything for you to worry about that. But just little things like that you're like, obviously they don't even care, so why are you worrying? That one is just like a huge, that one and getting rid of toxic people in your life, I feel like, are the two biggest things that help you with your mental health. Another thing is that it's proven that getting sunlight, vitamin D, it makes your mood improve. Even if that means you have to take that treadmill gym walking outside, or I know that's hard during the winter times, but and especially if you live in a really cloudy area, but maybe take a trip to get some vitamin D. Last, this is going to sound like an ad, but it is not. This is really okay, so you need to get good night's sleep. It really does help improve your mood and mental clarity and everything. And I know it can be extremely hard to fall asleep, because that seems to be when everything is coming to your head and you're finally realizing all these things that you didn't do and stuff like that. So I like to get bedtime, any of the sleepy time teas from Tea Nation USA, one of my friends, Kayla Taylor. It's her business in Florida, and she makes tea. She's holistic. That's why she does it that way. It's for like, she fixes different ailments. But Tea Nation USA tea nighttime, I literally fall asleep so fast, and I sleep so well, and like I always feel 10,000 times better the next day than when I don't drink it. So I really do like their tea. Not an ad, I promise. But I do tell everyone about their teas for everything. So, are there any other tips or tricks that you guys like to use that you find really helps you? Because everyone's different. Not everything will necessarily work as well for everyone that it does. And then also, go ahead and listen to my new podcast on whatever your favorite podcast app is. I have this and some other episodes about these type of topics on there. They're super, super, super short. So I'll try and work on making them longer if you guys want. But they're really short episodes. I'm just a to the point sort of person.